Today we're going to be talking about some kit we've just received from Drifta, who are based in the Czech Republic. The parent company is based in Australia, but we've been dealing with a guy called Jacob in the Czech Republic who's been a great help to us and getting the stuff we want.
Been a good lad.
So the first thing we want to show you is the Snow Peak fire pit. So John's going to pass us on the kit and we'll show you what we're going to do. So this is the base plate for the Snow Peak one. We're just going to assemble this for you and we'll show you how quick it all goes together.
That's if we can get it out of the bag.
That's if we can get it out of the bag. Come on John, you're no my hand for your red fern here, are you?
I'm no hand for your red fern. I'm not deal with you either.
Oh, you know.
No.
Hand for your red fern has done a far better job than you are.
Far better job.
Right, so there we go. So you get to get us off the ground so we don't scorch any campsites. Nice little base plate. Then the proper base plate for the actual fire pit itself. And as you can see, John's not demonstrating this very well. So there we go. That's how the fire pit comes out.
I see.
And slots into the little cradle there that's been made for it.
Cradle there, look.
So there you go. That's your fire pit, a basic fire pit setup. But we've got a little bit more than that. So we've got this little bit here for our coals to sit on. So it sits in there. Let's put that on there first. Next item we've got is a little bit for the grill. So as you can see, this folds up nice and easy and sits on top of the fire pit.
I thought you might want to put that.
Oh, you want to put that wee grill on there as well?
Below there.
What do you want on here or something like that? And there we go. And that's how the fire pit is set up. As you can see, it comes in a nice little bag which is made by Drifta in Australia. I know they've got a little factory that churns out all these bags. A fantastic little setup, and this is going to be used on our expedition. So as you can see, it stores fairly easy. Fits in one of the vehicles, no problem. This is what we're going to be using, sitting around this at night time.
I look forward to that.
I look forward to that. Sit around with a couple of beers, have a chat about the day and all that. Alright, pots, we've got pots as well. So I'll just put this bag to one side and we'll show you what else we've got. Also here, what we've got.
Take the later.
This is Uniflame pots. Snow Peak do a pot as well, but we looked at the difference between the two types of pots and we found out that we preferred the Uniflame pots because of how they fit together. So John's just going to show him. So that's how they come. We've got two sets. As we've got 12 guys on the expedition, we'll get two sets. So John, show us their stuff.
Right, see, this is a wee bit of frying pan.
We call you Delia now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
When did we do it? Because there's no handle on it.
There might be a handle in there, would you
Might
think?
be, right. Here we go.
Aye. Oh, there's one. No handle yet.
No handle yet, right.
So what's...
Right, you
I'll hold that one
man,
there
right.
then.
And there's still no handle.
Still no handle. What's going on here?
I don't know.
What's this one then?
Maybe somebody pack it wrong.
Ah, look, there's a handle there.
Right, there's a handle here, see.
There's a handle. It comes off and fits into all the pots.
Fits on here, look.
So while John's fitting that, we'll show you the rest of the pots.
It's quite easy,
smaller
actually.
pot here.
It's quite easy, actually. Screw in.
It's a screw in, aye.
It's a screw in, aye.
You know that.
You know all about that, don't
That's
you?
screwless,
Right.
screwless.
No, you've got screwless.
What do you mean with
How do
that?
you get that?
So, as you can see, smaller pot there
Smaller pot there.
with the lid.
You know, drop that.
And this is a good one here.
That's a good one.
These pots from Snow Peak are made in Japan. So as you can imagine, in Japan they eat a lot of rice, apparently. I don't want to stereotype or anything like that, but apparently they eat a lot of rice. So very clever, this pot, a rice pot here.
Nice, isn't it?
You can see the difference between this pot here, where the lid comes to the top. That's a normal type pot.
Careful, because it's boiling.
But the rice pot, as you can see, they put an extra lip. Because obviously, when the rice is boiling,
What you've got to realise.
what happens is the pot does this.
What you've got to realise is the different colour as well.
And it's a different colour as well.
You never
And
noticed that,
it's
did you?
non-stick as well.
Non-stick?
See? Non-stick,
Aye.
and it's got a measuring thing just in
Is it
here as
really?
well.
Well, that'd
For
be
your
handy,
water.
wouldn't it?
So obviously the water
Non-stick
and
and a
rice.
measuring thing, eh?
Aye, so there you go. So that's how that pot goes.
We've got a
Right.
keep on this expedition or something.
And here's your big
What's
pot.
to do with this?
So
Keep that for
as you can see, we can put the big pot on there. And the frying pan on there as well. We've got double the amount, so we've got 2 frying pans and 2 of each pot. We've also got a little colander that comes with it, which comes with it too. And then to pack this stuff away, John's going to show you how it all packs away, and I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to how it packs all away nicely. So there you go, John.
Right, take 5.
So this is like, if you can imagine Tetris, this is going to be, no, I don't think that goes like that, mate.
Well, if you want to pack it, you pack it yourself.
No, you're the main man, aren't you?
No, you want to pack it, you pack it yourself.
Alright, that one.
See?
No, see, that doesn't go in there.
Yeah.
That goes in there like that.
Yeah.
That goes in there like that.
And where does the rest go?
That goes in there like that.
Where does
No,
that
that
go?
goes in there, sorry.
Where does that go?
That goes in there.
What about
Handles
that?
over.
Right, see?
Handles over.
Right, and he knows best.
Then we go pop,
No.
Right.
No.
pop.
Right,
No.
No, see?
Rice lid.
Turning that one upside down.
Rice pot lid.
Oh, right slid goes first.
Right, that's it.
Ah, there we
Come
go.
on.
See,
Upside
that one
down.
there.
Oh, right. And where does
That
this
one
go?
in. That one in
That
there.
one in like
No,
that?
the other
No.
way, silly.
Like
Other
that?
way.
And then you go.
Other way,
Right,
John.
What about this?
Other way,
then
John.
this.
Other way. Other way, look. See like that?
That one on top. That one on top.
If it wasn't for the camera, man.
We don't need that bit of cardboard. We don't need that. Aye. And then rice
Look
pot
at
on
that,
top.
aye. What do you
And
do
look
with
at
this
that. That's a nice little setup. Look, there you go. All handy and that
Handy,
bit.
aye.
Actually, a great little system, I think, from Uniflame pots. You can get them from Drifta EU. Great bit of kit. Great kit.
Sure, but I don't think
Look
you
forward
packed
to
that.
using this.
I don't think you packed that right.
You don't think so? So the next thing.
Get one that you prepared earlier.
Here's what I prepared earlier for these. So here's our next thing.
What have you prepared earlier?
So we got the Snow Peak
What do you want
plate
to do with these?
system.
Stick them on the stove or what?
I put them on the stove in there.
Right, put them on the
It's
stove.
not a stove, it's a barbecue.
Huh? Barbecue.
I kind of barbecue.
Give me one tonight.
No, 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 no.
You know tonight.
So anyway, here we are. Here we are. Our
Here's one you packed earlier.
Snow Peak. So this is how it comes. Comes in this box here. When you take it out of the box, it all packs away in this nice little neat bag. And here's the system we got. So you get 4 plates. Not the hugest things. And we've got some big lads. So I think we'll have more of these plates. We've got some big lads on this expedition.
What are you trying to say?
We've got some big lads.
Big lads.
Big lads.
Big lads.
Who might eat a lot of food.
Landfill.
That kind of tells you how much food we're going to have to eat. So I don't think these plates are big enough.
Well, no.
So the bowls,
I wouldn't be too happy
the bowls
with
are pretty
one of
good.
them
So we get 12 each of these,
12 of them?
of each size plates.
12 of them.
So 12 each of them,
Right.
12 smaller bowls, and 12 of these little pudding bowls. So that's the plates, that's all the plates. So you put them away, John.
I'll put them away.
Right, one of the big things we've done on our expeditions, we've used Oz tents an awful lot. And Oz tents are, in our opinion, some of the best expedition tents you'll get. But they have got a few faults. And if you go onto the Drifta Australia site,
You've not got faults.
you'll see you'll see some videos you'll see some videos from Drifta, and we're just kind of replicating what they're doing, because there's a big comparison what they've done with their some of the stuff that they've done. Drifta's actually improved on what Oztent's done. They still use Oztent tents, and but the poles in the Oztents aren't the best, and the bags aren't the best. So we're going to show you what we've got there now. We've just got Drifta poles, tent poles against Oztent tent poles. We believe there's a big difference between them. I'll first show you the Oztent poles and show you how they are. Now, we've been using these poles for probably 4 or 5 years now on our Oztents. We have 6 Oztents here at Veterans of Action, and we believe that Oztent are the best tents, expedition tents you can get. We've tried lots and lots of different tents, but the Oztents are far, far superior tents we've used. It's a tent that goes up in 30 seconds. Then you have to add little bits to it, like the awning and things like this. Now they come with these poles. I don't know if trees I can get in here and show you a bit of what the poles are like. They're good, but what Drifta's done is improved on them. We'll show you the differences between them. One of the biggest faults we have is these can stick, especially when it's wet. If you're taking a tent down and you try to twist that to put it back away, a lot of the times they stick, and they're a bit flimsy. And if you can just see the spigot on the end here, it's fairly short and fairly narrow. And again, Drifta has improved on this. So how an Oz tent, when you set it up, they use a pole system. When you put the awning out, they have an awning section. Front section has 2 small poles, and the middle section has 2 poles plus a spreader bar. And how they fit in together is, this is the spreader bar here. It just sits on the Oz tent itself. The actual eyelets on the Oz tent fit on top of these poles, and you can then adjust them to height and lock them off. and lock them off. But on a windy day, if you can imagine, your tent is sitting on this pole. On a windy day, you have a guy rope on that as well. But if the wind catches it, what happens is the ringlet comes off of here and you end up having the tent flapping about. It's one of the only real faults we find with Oz tent. Apart from that, they are fantastic tents and I'd recommend them to you anyway. To anyone. We use RV3s, but they go up to an RV5, which is a bigger tent. But this is the system they use. And again, we've used it a long time and it works, but it has been improved. And I'm going to show you the improvements here, which is some of the items we've received from Drifta today.
You could go limbo dancing in that one, wouldn't
you? Could go limbo dancing, but we need to put it really low for you though.
Aye. What?
Aye. Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying. So this is the bag that the Oz tent poles come in. And then again, this is perfectly decent, like, you know. But what happens is if you put the poles in the wrong way with the spigot to the bottom, before long the spigot starts coming through the bottom of the bag. And it's easy to say, well, don't put them in that way. But when you're out stripping down tents in the dark, sometimes that happens and it splits these bags. Again, they're perfectly serviceable, but I believe that Drifta has improved on them. So there's the difference between the two bags. This is a Drifta bag, made in Australia. I think Drifta have a factory, I think it might be Newcastle, New South Wales, somewhere around that area. They have their factory that do all this stuff here. So here we go, here's the difference between them. As you can see, it just comes with a Velcro flap. Open the Velcro flap, and here is the difference between the poles. So I'll just get you to bring the other ones across, John, if I can.
Got a hand in the bag.
So here's the difference between the poles. We'll lay these out on the table. So look what it comes with. First thing you notice, it's got a little swivel foot. Swivels, and 2 peg holes in them. And you look at the pole as well, the aluminium it's made from is straight away you can see it's better quality. And the actual action of taking the pole out is a lot better and tightens a lot quicker as well. So there you go, that's it fit. The other biggest difference is, if I bring the Oz tent pole in again and compare the two of them, as you can see the two spigots, look at the difference in the length, which means it's harder for the wind to take it off the spigot. But what cleverly they've also done is put a small return here on the Drifta pole. So if the tent tries to lift off, it just hits the return on the spigot, so it can't lift off the pole. Very simple and very clever. So the other thing is the height of the pole. This is a long pole for the Drifta. They do come with some shorter poles as well. And the difference between them, you can see the difference in the size of the poles. Now this gives you more headroom. So you wouldn't always have to go to the full height of that. But John is perfectly comfortable with that one.
I'm not too happy about that.
And
I wouldn't be able to clean the skyline,
you
would I?
can get 2 of John under that one. So there's the difference. That's the difference with the poles. So we're going to do that one now. Have you got another Drifta pole there?
I've got one here, look.
So the other clever thing that Drifta have done,
one I prepared earlier.
as I showed you the spreader bar, just with a little hole that fits in the spigot for the Oz tent, again, very cleverly, what Drifta have done is just included a little crab claw. Teresa can just show us that. A little crab claw fitting. So basically what that does is, on one pole, you just push it in.
Another pole.
And if you can imagine, our tent is up and we want to tension it. All we have to do then is spread it out and tighten it. And that tightens the awning at the front. Very clever, and we can't wait to actually show you the video of these actually in the tents themselves. So another great item from Drifta. We've got a few other improvements still to come. They were out of stock when we tried to get them, but the other items we're trying to get is some new bags, and we'll show you a review of them when we get them. Now, we're not sponsored by Drifta or Oz Tent, but what we're just trying to show you is some of the best kit that's on the market. So from the Snow Peak fire pit, the Uniflame pot system, the Snow Peak plate system, the Drifta poles, the Drifta spreader bars, all fantastic kit. And we're looking forward to showing you these when we actually use them in the field. But these are fantastic items, We're very lucky to get these with the grants that we received. As I said, we're not sponsored by Drifta or Alice Tent, but if they'd like to sponsor us in the future, we'll keep on putting your videos up of your excellent kit, and we will demonstrate it in every way we can.
And is John going to do a limbo under that?
Limbo.
Aye.
Limbo.
Aye, we limbo.
Limbo. Right, you get your music.
Aye.
Feeling hot, 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 hot. Aye, yeah. I know, right. Hey, I know your trick.
Oh, what was my trick?
Yeah, you're always in the tricks, aren't you?
Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at VIA Charity.